and hoarding aspects of money will become uninteresting, so that this circulation is re-established here. So these are two aspects where the interest comes into relevance, at the creation of money and then in the circulation or not circulation of money. Is it clear enough? Then you had another question, the first question, where does the monetative, if it would be installed, take the money from? Where does the central bank take the money from? Where do
that is the basic flaw. Central bank prints notes, prints bills.
Yes.
So if this institution is going to do the same thing, inflation would be there.
No, it depends from the amount, from the relation between the money which is come into circulation and the development of social product. And this should develop parallel. If there would be an overflow of printed money, or in printed form or in other forms, then the danger of inflation is. But if it's less, as it was in the 30s, the central bank, the Fed, reduced the money supplies in the early 30s so dramatically that it was too less. And then we had this, we had a deficiency of demand, and therefore growing unemployment. Both were means totally wrong. In Germany we had also both periods. We had the hyperinflation in 1923, and 6 years later we came into the depression with the mass unemployment. So this shows that it's a very small path, like in the mountains where you climb, yeah, the Grat, how is it called? You have to keep this small path, not to fall down in this valley and not to fall down in the other valley. So this is a small path between inflation and deflation. But this can be only regulated and influenced in a system where the money really flows continuously. How should you regulate a heating system where the water does not flow, the hot water does not flow continuously? You can turn this button there and it doesn't help. So it has to be established, a continuous flow, and then institution, not on private basis, with public responsibility, social responsibility, to regulate the money creation and money circulation in such a way that neither inflation nor deflation develops. This is then the art of monetary policy, which is in the existing system impossible.
But even some...
There are other members of the group. I think we should, yes, because we could discuss infinitely.
Yeah.
But your question, where does the monetative take the money from? Out of nothing too. Yeah? Out of nothing too, but she should be responsible and also transparent and under control of public and democratic institutions. Responsible to create the money and to regulate the money circulation in such a way that the money can really fulfill its task to keep stable, not to break down. Okay.
When you talk about the monetative, I'm wondering how do you suggest that the monetative regulates the money that they give out? Because for me, when you talked about housing mortgage, like when people take loans for housing, and you talked about interest and then the balance and then the security.
Yeah.
So in that, you said that the banks, it's not the bank's fault that the people default on their payment or they have to take over the property in order to pay back whatever.
It is immanent in the
Yeah,
system,
exactly.
how it is now.
Yeah. But I also believe that in the US, because these banks had their own personal self-interest to make profit, they started subprime mortgages in which they gave loans to people with very high risk sections who could not, they knew that they would probably not be able to afford to pay back their loans and their interest, but they gave it to them at a lower rate, which is probably one of the root causes of the financial housing crisis. So, and you suggested, which I thought was a great idea, to separate the speculatory branch of banks and the credit branch of banks.
Yes.
But my question is that the speculatory branch and the credit giving branch, in the end, the money still flows into the same society. So how do you think that is going to change the problem? Because in the end, the speculatory money is still going to be taken out of the same society. So how does this help by dividing it?
Yeah, one of these ideas was to avoid that so much money goes into the speculative sphere. If it goes, then they should carry the risk themselves and not coming back to the...
So the people who speculate should carry the risk?
Yeah.
Okay.
High chance,
Yeah.
high risk.
Okay.
This is a rule in market economy. And why shouldn't it be relevant in the financial markets with these immense consequences for global society? Yeah.
So my question was, you talk about that the surplus that goes out of the system. Exactly that. And you talk about the charge that should be to that surplus.
Yes.
But my question is, even though we don't have a charge for the surplus that goes out of the system, don't we right now have a system that charges people with surplus indirectly? You're not directly charging the people who are going to take that amount of money out of the system, but you're charging people in our society that have more money, and so those are the people that tend to have more surplus and therefore tend to have the possibility to start speculating. So aren't we putting the charge already indirectly? And if we are, if I'm not missing something, which I probably am, in that way, aren't we already, if there is a problem, is that because some people are playing outside the system's rule? Or is there something that I'm missing? Don't we already charge
Such kind of charge as is proposed here is not yet existing. And another tendency of charge is the inflation. Because if the money gets less and less value, then this is also an impulse to not to hold this money too long, and to better consume it or to use it for other purposes, but not to hold it too long. So some people say, okay, we have already some means of inducing the circulation, but there's a big difference between inflation and this charge which is mentioned here. The charge only works on this money which is drawn out of the real economy, whereas the inflation is has its effects on every monetary quantity, and so that it's not identical. You are not convinced. Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about inflation. I was talking about high taxes to the highest class. Our society taxes more people who have more money.
You
now,
really believe? You really believe?
It should.
You really should. Yeah, it should.